Behind the glamorous glitz of Hollywood, there is a darker, more scandalous side that the public rarely sees. From sleeping with almost every co-star to having affairs with their own drivers, Hollywood had some of the worst nymphomaniacs. Here are 17 who surpassed all others. Some of them are still active, but they managed to keep their affairs hidden now. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford wasn't just famous for her acting chops. Her personal life was the stuff of legend. Rumors swirled that she had affairs with countless male co-stars, studio execs, and even women, which was shocking at the time. The gossip machine never stopped with her, and it didn't help that she was linked to some of Hollywood's biggest names, like Clark Gable and Spencer Tracy. One of the more eyebrow-raising whispers was her supposed relationship with both Marilyn Monroe and Greta Garbo, which added fuel to the nymphomaniac label the media slapped on her. Crawford's marriage to PepsiCo CEO Alfred Steele was seen as her way of keeping herself relevant in the spotlight. But underneath all that glitz was a woman who knew how to work the system and get what she wanted. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner was Hollywood's definition of a bombshell, and she made no secret of her love for wild affairs and passionate relationships. Her 3 marriages, Mickey Rooney, Artie Shaw, and Frank Sinatra, were all explosive, filled with drama and infidelity. Rooney was once so overwhelmed by Ava's sex drive that he admitted he couldn't keep up, which led to their marriage ending after just 1 year. And then there was the famous affair with the Spanish bullfighter Luis Miguel Dominguín. The press had a field day, calling her a nymphomaniac because of her endless string of lovers, but Ava didn't care. She even famously quipped, "I like my whiskey old and my men young," living unapologetically in a way that cemented her as a Hollywood legend. Lana Turner. Lana Turner's love life was almost as dramatic as her movies. With 7 marriages and countless affairs, she earned a reputation for being unable to resist romance. She had high-profile relationships with men like Tyrone Power and Howard Hughes, but it was her scandalous love affair with gangster Johnny Stompanato that really captured the tabloids. Their relationship ended in a dramatic and tragic twist when Lana's teenage daughter, Cheryl Crane, stabbed Stompanato to death in 1958. The media couldn't get enough of it, and Lana was painted as a woman whose dangerous affairs led to disaster. The nymphomaniac label stuck with her, but Lana lived her life on her own terms, even if it came with a lot of heartbreak. Tallulah Bankhead. Tallulah Bankhead was bold, loud, and unafraid to live exactly how she wanted. She was openly bisexual, a shocker in her day, and had love affairs with both men and women, from actors like Gary Cooper to women like Billie Holiday. Tallulah was so open about her sex life that it became a part of her public persona. She famously said, "My father warned me about men and booze, but he never said a word about women and cocaine," and she wasn't kidding. Tallulah didn't apologize for her lifestyle, and the press labeled her a nymphomaniac for her wild ways. But to her, that was just who she was, free, wild, and living for the moment. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was Hollywood's ultimate sex symbol, but her off-screen life wasn't all glamorous. The media loved to portray her as a nymphomaniac because of her string of high-profile romances, including her marriages to Joe DiMaggio and Arthur Miller. And of course, the infamous rumors of her affairs with President John F. Kennedy and his brother Robert Kennedy fueled the gossip mill. What the public didn't see was that Marilyn's personal struggles went far deeper than her love life. She was emotionally vulnerable and constantly searching for love and acceptance. Her tragic death in 1962, at just 36, left behind more questions than answers. But Marilyn remains one of Hollywood's most iconic and misunderstood figures. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn was the original bad boy of Hollywood. Known for his swashbuckling roles in Captain Blood and The Adventures of Robin Hood, Flynn was equally notorious for his off-screen escapades. His taste for women, often much younger, was legendary, and his involvement with some of Hollywood's leading ladies only added to their reputations as well. Flynn once faced 2 separate statutory rape charges, though he was acquitted. His reputation was so wild that it led to the phrase, "in like Flynn," to describe his ability to charm women. His bad boy persona didn't just ruin his own image. It often dragged others down with him, cementing a collective image of excess and indulgence. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor was another star who had a headline-grabbing love life. She was married 8 times to 7 men, and the media often labeled her as a nymphomaniac for her insatiable romantic appetite. Her affair with Richard Burton, which began while both were still married to others, was one of Hollywood's most infamous romances. Their relationship was a roller coaster, filled with passionate outbursts and fiery reunions, which only fed the public's obsession. Taylor was unapologetic about her choices, once saying, "I don't regret anything I've ever done," making it clear that she lived life to the fullest, no matter what people thought. Vivian Lee. Vivian Lee was more than just Scarlett O'Hara. Her personal life was marked by intense struggles with mental health. People often labeled her a nymphomaniac because of her affairs with co-stars like Robert Taylor and Peter Finch, even while she was married to Laurence Olivier. But her real battle was with bipolar disorder, which many believe was worsened after she suffered a miscarriage in 1945. In the book Reframing Vivian Lee, it's mentioned that she contracted several sexually transmitted diseases during her lifetime, a fact that added to her troubled reputation. Vivian's glamorous career masked a life filled with turmoil, but she fought her battles with grace, leaving behind a legacy that goes far beyond the scandals. David Duchovny. David Duchovny, famous for playing Fox Mulder on The X-Files, shocked the world when he revealed he was a sex addict in 2008. Duchovny's marriage to actress Téa Leoni was put under the microscope as rumors of infidelity surfaced, leading him to check into rehab. Although they tried to make it work, the couple eventually divorced in 2014. Duchovny has been open about his struggles, admitting that his addiction wasn't just about casual affairs. It was a deeper issue that affected his personal life. Despite his personal battles, his career stayed strong, with him landing roles in shows like Californication, ironically playing a character with a similar problem. Eric Benet. Eric Benet, the R&B singer who was once married to Halle Berry, found himself at the center of a media storm when he admitted to cheating on her, allegedly due to sex addiction. Although Benet has since said he doesn't believe he was truly an addict, he did seek help in rehab. His marriage to Berry didn't survive the scandal, but Benet's career stayed intact, and he continued to release music. His second marriage to Manuela Testolini, Prince's ex-wife, helped him move on from the media attention, but for a long time his name was synonymous with the scandal. Nicole Narain. Playboy model Nicole Narain made headlines when she publicly admitted to being a sex addict. Narain's addiction led to compulsive behavior, like excessive masturbation and a constant need for sexual encounters. Unlike some celebrities, she openly sought help and entered rehab to deal with her issues. Her openness to her struggles helped raise awareness of sex addiction as a real condition. Although her modeling career didn't last long, Narain's candidness about her journey earned her respect for confronting her addiction head-on. Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas, one of Hollywood's biggest stars, stunned fans when he revealed in the 1990s that he had sought treatment for sex addiction. His reputation as a ladies' man preceded him, and his first marriage ended in part due to his infidelity. However, Douglas found stability in his marriage to Catherine Zeta-Jones, who stood by him through public challenges, including his battle with throat cancer. He has since clarified that his issues weren't just about sex. It was a mix of personal struggles that he needed to confront. Douglas has continued to thrive in his career, proving that his personal battles didn't define him. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen's reputation as Hollywood's wild child is legendary. His history of sleeping with hundreds of women, including porn stars and escorts, became public knowledge long before he revealed his HIV diagnosis in 2015. Despite knowing his diagnosis, Sheen continued his hedonistic lifestyle, leading to widespread criticism. His erratic behavior and endless scandals involving drugs, sex, and wild parties overshadowed much of his acting career. Yet even as his personal life spiraled out of control, Sheen remained a dominant figure in entertainment, proof that controversy has always followed him. Tiger Woods. In 2009, Tiger Woods' clean-cut image shattered when news of his multiple affairs came to light. The golf superstar, who had been married to Swedish model Ellen Nordegren, admitted to being a sex addict and checked into rehab after his infidelities were exposed. The scandal cost him endorsements, damaged his career, and led to a high-profile divorce. Although Woods has since made a comeback in the sport, winning the 2019 Masters, the incident remains a dark chapter in his personal life, showing how even the most celebrated athletes can fall from grace. Jesse James. Jesse James, best known for his marriage to Sandra Bullock, became a tabloid villain when news broke that he had cheated on her with multiple women, including Michelle Bombshell McGee. The scandal was huge, especially given Bullock's beloved status in Hollywood, and the couple's divorce quickly followed. While many speculated that James had a sex addiction, he never publicly sought treatment, and the incident all but destroyed his public image. He retreated from the limelight, focusing on his work in the motorcycle and automotive world. But the scandal forever changed how the public viewed him. Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson has never been shy about discussing her sex life. The Baywatch star admitted in interviews that her sex drive was uncontrollable during her younger years. She's had high-profile relationships with rock stars like Tommy Lee and Kid Rock, and she's often embraced her image as a sex symbol. Even as she got older, Anderson kept her playful attitude toward love and sex, admitting she still enjoyed spicing things up with her partners. Her openness about her sexuality has made her one of the most talked-about stars when it comes to libido, but Anderson's carefree attitude has always been a defining part of her persona. Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie has long been known for her wild and passionate love life. Her marriage to Billy Bob Thornton was famously intense, with the couple wearing vials of each other's blood and frequently discussing their sex life in interviews. Jolie's sexual chemistry with her partners has always been a major part of her public image. Former lovers have shared stories about her adventurous side, including her love of using knives during foreplay. While Jolie's focus has since shifted to humanitarian work and raising her children, her earlier reputation as a passionate, wild lover still lingers,